everyone, and welcome to the SLO City Together podcast. You just ripped off a little piece of thing from my headphones.
Yeah, we need to get you some new ones.
I think we need
Maybe
to
that will be the
invest.
gift that we get him for doing such a great job this past Sunday.
And so it begins.
He did such a good job. Luke did such a good job.
You really did do a good job.
He
I
did
don't
a
want
great
to.
job.
I don't.
Thank you.
Let's be
real for
honest.
once.
Let's be honest. Luke did a good job.
He did a great
We all
job.
thought that would not be the case. We all thought we were going to have to make him feel good about himself. And then he went and did a great job.
He did a great job.
He was comfortable.
From good
He was
to
insightful.
Great. Yeah.
He
There was a little witty.
wit.
Meerkat.
That was the one.
Did I get a giggle from everybody?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear the room very well.
Yeah. That was the one I was the most nervous about. I was like, this is not going to land. They're just going to think this is silly.
I
And
think
it's the one that I got the most response on, I think.
Meerkat.
Yeah.
Meerkat.
I told people that's a great example of why Luke and I don't work well together.
Why?
Is because if he would say that to me,
Just a
we would spend the
conversation.
next 30 minutes making jokes back and forth, going down a rabbit hole about Meerkat and like the next thing, free association.
Yeah.
So,
That is
I
how it
liked
works.
it. You did a good job.
You did a
Thank
good job. Great job, Luke.
Thanks. I appreciate
Well,
it.
what else are we going to talk about?
I would
Now
like to
we-
go
now we
on the
bring you down.
record. I would like to go on the record and say I admit I broke Luke's guitar.
Yes, that was
It
you.
was me.
He wouldn't name it.
I had a lot of people come up to me and ask if it was me.
Yeah.
Yes, I destroyed Luke's guitar.
I thought it was more fun to not reveal your
Yeah, it
identity
is more
explicitly.
fun.
And I
but
think
then
it's-
A
the-
little
And-
cat and mouse game.
yeah.
And Skylar was the friend that invited you to run that
Yeah.
barely made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat the cutoff by 9 minutes, which I also didn't include. I said his name. I didn't say his name in 10 a.m. I did say it at least in 8:30, maybe 11.
So
Is it going to bother you guys if I eat?
Yeah, typically eating on podcasts.
it's frowned upon.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm so
I'm going to clear my throat every 30 seconds.
Yes, please do it.
going to chew.
We're in good health. Everyone's
And
healthy.
Luke's going to
Everybody's
be
healthy.
perfect. Everything Luke does is perfect. Never done anything wrong in his whole life. That's how it feels, at least this week.
Didn't we have a reel up on Instagram about all the things that I say wrong in services?
No,
2 weeks ago.
No, I said one thing and you said, I do not
That's
say
true.
that.
Just
Well,
like, sit down a little minute. There,
I
real
do
quick.
say quick seat. I do
quick
say
seat.
that, and I did say that does it for us.
Yep.
So
That's all. That's
you
all
go.
you did wrong.
yeah.
I had something and then I forgot. So
You had like something to
a
talk
topic,
about?
yeah, but
Oh.
now I've lost it. So
Okay.
somebody else just has to.
Someone else has
Let's go,
one.
Luke.
You were in,
Captain Luke.
How was? We've talked about SLO City Church on Sunday. You were at Eastview in Bloomington, Illinois.
I was.
How did that go? How great were you?
How great were you? It was a strong 6 out of 10, I think. I was good. No, it was good. It was Genesis Home Church. We were in Bloomington, Illinois, home of State Farm Insurance Steak and Shake.
Oh,
Home Steak and Shake?
Yeah.
Are those still around?
They are there.
wow.
They have more restaurants per capita than any other place in America.
Still?
Dude, every time I go there, I'm like, how do all these places stay open?
Wow.
They're just constantly new restaurants.
Like chains or
Chains, I don't know what you call it, not chains,
Like
boutique, mom and pop shops, like everything. And so, we went there. We saw family Friday night and Saturday. Went to a farm.
Cool.
It was cool. And then, Sunday preached 2 services and then flew back.
Hopped on a plane
Hopped on a
quickly.
plane, went to a Mexican restaurant, which was so good. A new Mexican restaurant called Hacienda.
Cool.
local here?
No.
Oh.
Luke, come on.
I thought you meant when you got here.
Keep up. Is there an airport in Bloomington?
Yeah, regional, and it was very nice. I no longer want to fly out of anything other than small regional
yeah.
Yeah,
airports
it's the best.
because San Luis Obispo, tiny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bloomington, tiny, could use some upgrades.
It's not as small as SLO's, is it?
It's pretty small.
Really?
Yeah, pretty small.
Does Bloomington have... Is there a university in Bloomington?
ISU, Illinois State University.
Illinois State.
And
is in
then
Bloomington.
down the road is Champaign, Illinois, which is where Illinois is.
And then there's also a Bloomington, Indiana.
And there's a Bloomington,
That's where
Illinois,
IU
which is where
is.
IU is at.
That's confusing
It is a bit confusing.
because they're
Yeah.
close, right?
It's like people just walked around and they were like, let's name this Springfield.
Yeah.
And there's how many Springfields are there in
You're
America?
right. In the Midwest especially.
That's the thing. All those border states have the same named towns, a lot of them.
That's a bad idea.
It
Kansas
is.
City.
Yeah.
Missouri
Or
and
like
Kansas?
Shelbyville or...
There's a Shelbyville, Indiana?
Yeah.
Jeffersonville.
Jeffersontown.
Yeah, it's really confusing.
Covington.
These are all
Lexington.
There's
Midwestern
only one
cities that
Covington.
nobody
No,
wants to
there's
go
not.
to.
There's only
So-
one Covington, Luke.
No, Covington, Virginia.
That's not on the border.
Lexington, Richmond.
That was a
Not
bad example.
on the border. I'm saying border states.
Stop it.
Is there a second Sacramento
Not that I know of.
No.
or a second Los Angeles?
No.
Definitely
Only
not.
one.
Yeah.
See, California. So it was good. Jenna's family was there. We one of our favorite pizza places is there. It's called Monocle's. It's thin crust,
Oh,
heavy layer
I
of
like thin
cheese,
crust.
crispy toppings on the top, crisp on the
toppings.
Oh, and they have this
like
red.
Donato's, only better.
Yes, actually, I don't know. Donato's is close. Donato's is so good. Cincinnati pizza. Have you ever had it?
I haven't had Donato.
What's your favorite pizza place here?
Woodstock's, the Carnitas pizza
Oh,
is the best.
interesting.
pizza
I like
in town.
Woodstock's. I also like.
My friend Mike's.
I've only had that once.
Okay.
It was good. I like the one, the social club.
Benny's.
Benny's.
I never
Benny's.
Oh,
understand why
the
it's called
Detroit style, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
Detroit
I enjoy
style.
that. My wife does
That's
not,
pretty
so
good.
I've only had it once or twice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I've answered your question yet. It was good.
Good.
Had a good trip.
Had a
Yeah.
good trip.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Mhm.
This is not my news to share, but did you know Justin Jang now has a pizza named after him?
I did
at
see
My
that.
Friend Mike's.
I saw that.
Did you know this?
No.
It had
true.
arugula on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I saw because it was.
Why
covered
is it
in
named
arugula.
after him?
Because it was like a custom pizza that he created, and
Like, with Mike?
well, he like ordered it. You know,
Is Justin the friend?
no.
Or
Yeah,
is-
the name's confusing. My friend Mike. So I don't know if
Yeah.
Mike owns it or if it's named
I
after
think
his
it's
friend.
Mike
It's
that
like
owns
Jordan's
it.
friend.
Because Mike wants you to think that you're his friend.
Yeah.
They have a sign out there that says "honk if you're pizza," and I never understand what that means. And I think that's the point, but it always confuses me whenever I see it. So there you go.
Okay.
Guys, I just got a text directly.
Okay.
Says from Trump. : Is my friend still voting for me?
That's what it said.
My friend Mike.
Oh
This
my
feels
gosh.
important. This is
Oh
this
my
is like getting a
gosh.
text, an email from Pastor Brent.
Yeah.
Hey friend, do
Requesting
you have
money.
a moment to spend a minute talking
Yeah,
to me?
those are going around apparently. I got a
they?
phone call this morning. You didn't hear this? I got a frantic phone call from our kids director, Kristen O'Block. She said, "Hey, what's going on? Did you need something?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, you just sent me an urgent message." And I said, "No."
Urgent message.
Yeah. And yeah, she said, what did she say? Did Kristen send me the text? Oh, yeah. It says, "I'm seeking of a chance to chat. Perhaps can it happen now?" Sent by Pastor Brent Bramer, email address, myofficemail3970@gmail.com. I'm like, I would never send a message like that.
I got one from
Perhaps
you a
right
few
now.
days ago.
From me?
It feels very poetic, yeah. Jordan, spare me a few minutes of your free moment.
A few minutes of your free moments.
Spare me a few minutes of your free moment. I liked that.
Here's the thing. How, like, why
I don't know.
what is the process behind, like, I'm trying to envision the place or the circumstance where, like, somewhere on the planet there's like some basement.
Yeah.
You're like, who could we send an email from?
Bramer? I found
This
the perfect candidate. Brent Bramer. He's always saying things like, "Give me a minute of your free moment." They'll never see it coming.
And so then is it like, if you email back, they'll probably say, like, click this link to set up a
Right.
recurring gift to myself.
Why are they all so poorly written? There's a comedy bit about that, right? Like all the scam emails are like,
Yeah.
why don't they actually write them correctly?
Yeah. Google Translate is really easy.
Yeah.
Google, not even Google Translate. That wasn't what I was thinking of. It was the one where it was, what's the thing that you put it through? Like the grammar one.
Oh, Grammarly.
Grammarly.
Yeah. Just write
Yes.
it for you.
Grammarly.
Maybe that's a better filter
Analogy.
for this
Oh.
Sunday. Put it through Grammarly.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Nope. I'm sticking
No,
with the
you
urine
like the
thing. Yeah.
you like the urine analogy.
I think the urine thing.
There's been a topic going around the office
Yes.
for the past 12 minutes about if you can filter urine and
Oh
for
my God.
through a
drinking.
specialized device,
Yeah.
a special filter.
Yeah, a special filter, a special urine filter.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
a desalination.
It's a
but for
survival.
urine.
There is a piece of equipment for one's survival,
Mm.
and it makes it so that your body keeps going.
Yeah.
Makes it nutritious and clean.
Recycles.
But I did
But in
see
general.
it has it. What was it? A decalcification something or other? What was that?
Sounds like something in Dune.
Yeah. That's a still suit.
Yeah.
Is they recycle the body's moisture because moisture.
We probably
It's,
shouldn't talk about
important.
this anymore.
Yeah. This is getting
But there are a
little-
lot of articles on can it be done, and the answer is yes.
Okay.
Can
So
be.
I was right.
It can be done.
I don't know, but we'll see.
In case
we'll see
you
what
were
happens.
wandering through the Sahara Desert sometime by yourself,
desperate times.
desperate times call for desperate measures.
I have
and
no
you
water,
need-
but I do have.
I do have
What I
this.
do have is this decalcification.
Yeah, it just so happens I
urine
carry this at
filter.
all times because I knew I was going to the Sahara.
I forgot to pack water. Luckily, I did remember to pack my special device.
We are a hot mess today. It's been a weird week. Luke did such a great job that we all ended up
put it in a tailspin. We don't know what to do.
That the topic was going to be how bad I did, and now it's So we
You did good. How was it though for you?
Yeah.
I mean, you said you didn't get nervous.
surprisingly no. The only thing I got nervous about was after I did it the first time, I felt a little more tired and a little less focused, and I could feel that, and so I got a little nervous there. And then my throat started feeling really funky 5 minutes into the second service.
Yeah.
And
You
I was
needed a drink?
a little concerned with how it felt.
no.
It felt, I don't know, it just didn't feel like it was
Felt dry.
not even dry. It just felt like
Nervous.
this is going to be a little graphic.
Oh gosh.
It-
We've already talked about.
I know, urination. It kind of feels like, without feeling nauseous, I wanted to throw up, if that makes sense. I just had that reaction, like the gag, reaction in my throat, but I didn't feel sick.
I would have loved if you would have
Threw up on stage. Anyway,
That would have been amazing.
Pardon me. Gentleness. Meerkat. It's back to the meerkat.
back to the meerkat.
That's funny.
It
But
was,
you,
yeah. I was waiting to get nervous, and thankfully didn't really feel too nervous, which I'm grateful for. What else was I gonna say? I found it much more difficult and energy taxing to speak for 3 services than to lead worship. It gave me a new respect for how difficult that is,
Yeah.
and to even the mental task of staying focused
Wow.
3 times in a row. So.
Did you at any point find yourself going did I already say this? Did you get tripped up at all and the third time going, oh wow, I'm in the right spot? No, I already said that.
No, I didn't find myself doing that. There was a couple times I was trying to really keep track of where I was on my notes so that I, didn't have a moment where I was like, oh wait, where did I go?
Yeah.
That kind of happened, and I just said something that didn't really, I don't know. I think I repeated a point to help me find my spot again. So
Yeah.
that happened a couple times, but
Do they'll repeat and slow down?
yeah.
What do you think
but,
it
anyway, yeah, and then going on. So
Cool.
did that a couple times, but
Here's my only gripe is that you
Okay.
didn't have to record it on camera on a
Yeah,
Thursday
that
like we
would've-
used to have to.
yeah,
Because that was a
That's
real,
hard to do.
That was the
mind
real
trip.
test.
yeah.
Making those jokes. If you had any jokes, you just had to say it and then go
Get it?
all right. You had to imagine, but there's no reaction.
Pause for
Yes.
laughter, but there's not laughter. And
at all. So that was the worst part.
yeah,
of
I
that.
bet.
Man, do you remember back in the first times that we were recording?
Yeah.
How tense it was. It was
Yes.
do you remember the
Oh
time?
my gosh.
You remember
Brent
the time?
could see nothing.
Skylar was I could see I've grown so much, but I was so distracted by things early.
Yeah.
Because I'm planted a church. We're 6
Yeah.
months in.
Yeah.
I'm still like growing into a preacher, communicator, even though I'd done it before. It's just different.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're in a room with 4 other individuals.
Yeah.
Skylar's here.
At times.
I could not, I like couldn't see him move because there was one time that he leaned over to Jordan and all I see is him going,
yeah, he's making a joke, and he cracked himself up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is it, guys?
And Brent stops. He goes, "What I do? What I say? What's so funny?" And Skylar's like, "Oh, it was something I did.
Did I do something?" Skylar. Yeah, because I was like,
and Brent has very sensitive eyes to light, to motion. He's
and you notice things. I feel like when I was speaking, I don't know. I didn't like notice things that I feel like you.
Oh, in the
like
room,
you're able to like kind of multitask in a sense and like see things while still communicating.
I don't do that.
Yeah,
you don't do what?
I can't be aware. Like when I'm in that mode.
Yeah,
like something horrible could be happening, and I don't think I would notice.
Yeah.
You just like reach the whole sermon.
Somebody could walk in and put a bag over someone's head and carry him out, and I would just keep going. But you notice people's
things.
comings and goings and reactions and body language, and I am like so just oblivious to that in those moments.
A couple months ago,
it's been a while though.
It may have been, I don't know what service it was, but we had a guy come in during the sermon, and he came in the back lobby.
Yeah,
and he like had like a lot of bags, a lot of things.
Yeah,
he wasn't a houseless man.
No,
but he had this like, I don't know if he may have been wearing sunglasses, and I just had this thought of like, I have to protect everyone.
Yeah.
And so I like make eyes with Jordan, and I'm like looking at Jordan while preaching. I'm like,
I was already in motion.
Yeah.
I felt the vibe.
You have the eyes.
You got to be aware.
I
am the first line of defense.
You are?
I mean, think about
just
in
like
that room. I mean, we do have a security team. We do have everything in place.
Yeah.
But
I had one experience in Cincinnati.
I'm the only person looking that way.
That scared me, and so now I'm sensitive to that stuff because I wasn't necessarily afraid anything would happen, but I know being up there, like to see that.
What was that noise? I'm sorry, I can't.
That was weird. I knew it would be distracting to you, so I wanted to make sure you were like, oh, somebody else is seeing this slightly off. Body language so late in the service.
So
it was weird.
I'm really
sorry about that mouth noise.
I really do think doing online recordings though, because we were in that storefront and there were people walking around. We would have people come up and knock on the window sometimes during recordings, and then being outside when there are unlimited distractions. It just kind of like forms you into being aware, but also desensitizes you to like not be distracted by things. I think so. I'm only a product of my environment.
Yeah,
but there's nothing special about me.
I think it's a really good skill to have as a communicator. Like, I don't think you want to be able to follow like what you've written, but you also don't want to be like robotic, rigid, and not able to like see the reaction in the room and have a mind for like, okay, what's needed here, So,
which is probably where I fall.
It's probably where you fall,
right?
Oh, like in that, like just kind of going through it and not being
like
aware.
not being as sensitive as I should be.
Yeah. I think you're beating yourself up today here, Jordan.
Yeah.
The plan was to beat Luca.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
Man.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'd like to get back to that.
Well, I got a note. We have regular listeners in Illinois.
No way.
Oh, wow.
So I want to just edify you if I can. They said Jordan is a great podcast asker of questions and listener.
Yep.
Said he just is a really sharp guy. Look at that.
Yeah, you're great on the podcast.
Listen to that. Are they related to you?
No.
Okay.
Not related to me.
Interesting.
Related to someone.
They are related.
Okay.
They have relatives.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. There you go. So
it's all my role playing.
Any good
it's all the role playing I've been doing for school lately.
For school.
That's how I'm learning how to ask questions, I guess.
I haven't done one of those in a long time.
I need
because Jenna was having me do it.
I need to rope you back in.
Do it. I'd love to.
I know you would.
We could do it on the podcast.
That would be fun, and you could have it recorded.
You could have it recorded.
Great audio.
Yeah. Decent audio.
And then
better than what you would have. Yeah, the clicks.
I could do a lot more of that stuff.
Yeah, that would be great. Is that a duck call?
Do you have any good questions you'd like to ask?
No, I have nothing.
He's so tired today.
Yeah, I'm not quite myself today.
I have a question that kind of comes to mind as we're talking about
communication
and
awareness.
You facing one way versus everyone else facing a different way. I think often about the setup of the modern church and how it is. Oh, you don't like this. He doesn't like it.
No, let's
Never mind.
I do. Keep going.
No, I you know,
because it's all one way.
It is like, I think of it in terms of worship. Like there are 6 or 7 people, a foot and a half higher than everyone, facing one way, and there are 300 people on the same level facing this way, which creates an interesting dynamic. And I think some of it might be like logistically needed. But I don't even know what my question is. But I don't know.
How did we get there?
How did we get there? Yeah.
What do we
is that
do?
good?
Stagger
what do we
everybody.
do?
Hey, you turn around. You face that way. Get everybody facing different directions.
Jesus was on a boat in the sea. Everybody was facing him. I think it's just sound.
Yeah.
How do you get...
There is a practical dimension to it.
Sure.
There is a practical dimension to it.
I was in a cathedral, a church up in Arlington. Not Arlington. Yeah. No. Annapolis.
Huh.
On that honor flight.
Oh.
Does this sound interesting to you?
I'm listening.
I checked my phone a couple times too. I'm just aware of when you do it.
Yes. Yeah. Hey.
I'm unaware of when I do it.
What's so interesting? What are you talking about?
But I was at this church, and it was, some of those old cathedrals are built in the shape of a cross. So you have like this very long, narrow...
cruciform.
Yeah. Huh. And then you have these side wings. They're all still facing the same way, but I just found like even just the expression of the building was unique and different. We are kind of held captive to just the box that is our building.
Yeah,
but
we had no design for it.
I think I am more sensitive to...
Whoa! Today's a mess. We're like, you can tell it's the last day of May, and we're like coming into June.
I think I am more sensitive to honor your question, the intent of your question.
Sure.
I'm less sensitive to the orientation of the way people are facing. I am sometimes sensitive to the stage.
Yeah.
To the raisedness. Like there is part of me that sometimes goes like, I wish we got rid of that.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I wish I wish we would say, yeah, you're not going to be able to see the people, and we don't even care.
Like Broad Street. That's what Broad Street was.
Right, yeah. Sure. And it's like, I think there is something to me that there's something more... like the collision of physical and spiritual in that, like going like we're all on the same level. Cause like, I think there is a necessary, like it would be weird if somebody talking was behind you, but like to be on the same level is like, there is something to me that is attractive about that as like, something, a loaded, something that is more important than maybe we are willing to admit.
Sure.
And like I've been to some places where like just going up on the stage feels like this is too much. Like this is crazy. And that's what I selfishly love about
what places are those? That
our lights kind of stink and nothing is uber cool about. Then it's like it doesn't feel like I do think there's great beauty in that. Like that it's not showy intentionally so. And I don't want to disparage light shows, but I kind of do. I don't know. It's I guess just a different mode or a different, you know what I mean? Like a different, I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking.
A different creative expression.
Yeah. And so I value that part of it. Yeah. I do. I really do. And I think it is beautiful. And sometimes it helps me worship.
Yeah.
But also like I love the simplicity and
I do too.
For sure. Yeah. Cause I think, there can be, excuse me. Some dynamics at play when, like you said, you're stepping on a stage in front of people. And I think especially like as I think about worship, like, yes, the band is leading the congregation in worship, but it's the hope is that it's like a communal expression, that it's not just like these 6 people are worshiping, these others are like trying to keep up or something, but rather like, hey, we're all literally, like not literally, but we are on the same level, like from a spiritual aspect. And so literally.
Literally.
Yeah. What do you mean?
We're on the same level spiritually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to say something there.
No, you said literally, and then you said not literally. Okay. I was.
Guys, just get along.
Emphasizing. You were right. It is literal that we were all on the same level spiritually.
So I think like that's the hope of like the approach to worship, which I think the stage can be, an obstacle to that. But So I often think about, I always say my ideal is in the round, same level in the round. You can see everyone, because I actually find it so encouraging to like see other people worshiping and to see someone step into that. And as like even a visual reminder of like, oh, like, yeah, I want to step into worship too. Like, I don't want to just go through the motions up here. So I wish our congregation could experience that more. Like, that's something we do with college age worship nights a lot, is like doing the round in this room over here. And I think that's, something I wish the church could experience more, is just like the visual representation of like all being together, a communal expression in a circle, mutually encouraged by one another, and not just 6 or 7 people on a stage, you know.
Speaker placement in the cable runs is so
complicated. I know, it's so impractical.
That's the first thing my mind goes to, and I hate that, but I'm like, it's so hard to pull off.
Yeah.
But how do you, as a worship pastor, pull, even with limitations on how you want to orient, how do you bring people into that, or even make them aware of like, hey, this isn't just a time to listen. Yeah. It's a time to engage.
Yeah. I mean, I think like verbally acknowledging that, like, and inviting that, and like encouraging engagement. And I think even like from how the band leads, for us collectively to take on a posture of engagement, you know, like encouraging, hey, you might just be playing bass, but like sing, like worship, you know, like it's, you're more than just the technical service that you're providing, you know, like this is part of how we lead. And so, I think like engaging the congregation as a band, like inviting people and like to worship, to sing. Yeah, I think that's my approach. There's probably other approaches as well. But,
could be.
But it's even, there's some dynamics of that at play in speaking as well. Like how do you approach that? Because that's even like more concentrated on like a single
bringing people
person,
in to the conversation. Yeah, I think like I don't know. It's weird because like I think some people really enjoy lecture style of like I am revealing a thought process or a lesson or a bit of information that I am giving to you. And I don't necessarily see myself as necessarily like a lecturer, but I want it to feel and be conversational, even if it's rhetorical. Like, you know, like, you know, you've been there, and you know, how have you ever, and can you imagine, and can you see, and can you? So that's how I try and engage people's minds and
that's
conversations.
Valuable. That really is valuable. And I was talking based on, and we gave you a hard time, Luke, for bringing up the Hebrews thing. I went to lunch with somebody who wanted to talk more about that Hebrews thing, and it kind of led to this conversation of deconstruction. And I think I have this special sensitivity sounds stupid. I feel as though like, deconstruction's a loaded term, right? For those who are like, deconstruction is bad, it's evil, don't do it, don't say it. Like, I do think the church needs to own a part of that. Like, I think we're seeing a generation of people who had some confusing experiences, maybe, that are causing them to go like, wait, why do I believe that? Do I believe this? Which I think can be a healthy and good thing. The reason I bring that up is because the person I was with and I think this has been the best season for me of peace about that, because the sermons are not like, sit down, shut up, I'm going to tell you exactly what's true, and you got to take it. You know, like, and I think even little phrases of like exploration, or like inviting them to kick the tires and to ask questions, I think is really important, to not create a generation of people who then get to a point where they're like, why did I believe everything that person said without ever thinking for myself? You know, and so I think we may discount the importance of like these little throwaway phrases, but it's like, it's monumentally important to not create that kind of reaction down the road when something breaks down, like when some little mechanism turns out to be the hinge that everything else you believe is resting on. I think to be able to think back and go like, no, I did wrestle with that, because the way we talked about it wasn't so like, don't rigid. Think about it, just believe it, you know? So I think that's really valuable. And I appreciate it about you, Brent, because that has been a very unique Not that it didn't exist in other churches that I've been a part
Sure.
of, but it's definitely built into the cookie here.
Mm-hmm.
Baked into
the cookie.
Baked
into the
cooked into the pizza.
framed into the building.
No. Nothing good is framed into the building. only disaster.
Oh man.
That's cool.
That's my take.
I like that.
I've gotten 2 emails already about the email I just sent out.
About Easter times?
Hey, just so you know, your Easter banner's on the bottom. I'm like, I know. I didn't see it, okay? I don't usually send out the emails, but I did. Anyway. Made a mistake.
What Jim
Nobody's perfect.
What Jim Carrey movie is it from where he says something about, oh, you never make a mistake, Mr. Perfect?
Oh, yeah.
That's what's coming to mind.
That's Dumb and Dumber.
I think it's Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Which no one here knows.
That can't be true.
I referenced Dumb and Dumber on a Sunday, and there were blank stares.
I think they were ashamed to admit how well they knew that movie. They were afraid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's good. Thanks for sharing your perspective.
Watched a great movie on the plane. This is where my mind's at.
What was it?
Let's hear it.
Boys on the Boat.
I've heard good things.
It's
Never heard of
great.
it. What is that?
It's like the
rowers.
Story about a group of guys in the Depression who go to Berlin for they're rowers or and it was just really good. It was like it made me feel like it was like back in the day when they make like Remember the Titans and Gladiator and all those kind of like, there are some feel good stories in there too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just a feel good story.
That's cool.
Is Gladiator a feel good story?
I mean,
a Roman slave who's forced to fight to the death.
there are parts of it that feel good. There are parts of it that feel good.
I've only seen that movie one time.
Yeah.
I can't even remember how it ends.
I don't remember either.
You just got me on. This is how my brain works. I'm a little tired today.
Yeah.
End of the month. It's a Thursday.
Yeah.
I feel like a little more awake on Wednesdays.
Thursday afternoon. Too,
afternoon.
So.
Yeah. Thanks.
I haven't eaten. I've been eating this little cup of whatever
Pub
this
mix.
is. Pub mix.
That's where your mind went?
Yeah. Where were you going?
I was going to. We talked about Rome. We talked about how we started Romans in our men's Wednesday morning Bible study. You guys know that?
I heard because you told me.
And we were just talking about the role Rome played in that time. So Gladiator took me to Romans, and how Paul's goal in his whole life was to get to Rome to preach the gospel. Mm-hmm. He got to Rome. He preached the gospel, but not in the way that he thought. He did it from a prison cell. And I think like we were talking about that perspective shift of like how like it's on your heart to do something that you feel like God's called you to do, or to step into something, and you get there and you're like, this isn't what I thought, and yet God can take, can use, maybe that was God's kind of orchestrated desire all along. Because if he didn't sit in that jail cell and write those letters, he had clarity in the jail cell to write all these letters, and now the whole known world mostly has heard the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's where my mind went. After Gladiator, after Boys on the Boat.
That's cool and insightful. Appreciate
Where'd
that.
your mind go?
After Gladiator?
Yeah.
Braveheart.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
And then where's it go from Braveheart? Signs.
Then you start. It all comes back to Meerkat.
All right.
I said,
all right.
I thought of Mel Gibson films.
Oh, that's why you went to Signs.
Name your next Mel Gibson film, not Signs. 1, 2.
I don't know.
One,
favorite,
2,
not
3.
Signs?
The Patriot.
The one where girls hear what he's thinking is what I was thinking.
That is
Sixth Sense?
Sixth Sense.
No.
Bruce Willis?
It's like a comedy, rom-com. Girls can hear the thoughts he has in his head.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
You and Blair? Is that you and Blair?
I've never seen it. It's just the next Mel Gibson movie.
You've never seen
one
it?
that you haven't seen and don't know the name of. That's the next one you thought of.
Passion of the Christ.
Oh goodness! All right. Well, thank you for joining us today.
You can't stop it.
A sleepy episode of the podcast.
What women want.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
There you go.
And on that note, thanks for listening today. We'll join back with you next week.
Hold on really quick before we end. Luke did a great job.
Luke did a good job.
You're up. You're up all summer.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I don't like this anymore. Awesome. We'll talk with you next week. Have a good Thursday.
Good job, Luke.